Alrighty there, hello and welcome everybody. Blake for the Little Regret channel. Go ahead and transition on over here. Hope you guys are doing well today. Just trying to stay nice and cozy and warm. It's a little bit cold out. We don't have any storms on the way, but just figured it would be a good time to settle in. Got a league race coming up later, so I'm just going to try and get ready for it by doing some dailies. Mainly going to be focusing race B and race C today, as it were. I'm probably going to be focusing more on B than C, but I think that they're both going to be good ones to grind for. We're going to honestly just give each one a shot on their own merit. So I think what we might do is I'm going to try and I'm going to try my hand at qualifying for B. I'm not going to waste too much time getting started with it. And then once we get started, I think I already know what car's I'm going to use for both races, but I need to make some tuning adjustments, which I do have a thing for. Not that it's important, because I really highly doubt that any of this is going to be useful to anyone. This is going to be a non-meta car anyhow. But I'm going to be using the Supra for this. I'm just going to go ahead and qualify. Fastest in the world right now is right under 2 minutes. Or, sorry, fastest in the world. 58.5. My bad, I was looking at the friends ranking. And then I think that 2 minutes would be a solid time to hit. Probably going to be a bit much for my pay grade with this car. But the point for me is to try and something different for right now. And then I'm going to try and switch back to the Corvette tomorrow. And then for Wednesday on the final round of the exhibition season, I'm going to run that Corvette as well. But I'm really just trying this to kind of broaden my palette, as it were. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing, that's why. Let me turn on studio mode. There we go. That makes more sense. Yep, that was on. Just so I can make these suspension adjustments in peace. I'm also not going to go hog wild on this. But I am going to try and get the car to turn a bit more. But I mainly want to influence the front of the car more than the rear. Anyway. I don't think this is going to be a particularly compelling car to use, but I do think that's not going to be a bad choice. We're looking for raw pace, really, on race B, because there's not going to be any real fuel or tire wear to think of. We're mainly just going to be considering pure pace, and I think that the M6 is probably the best car for that right now. But I just want to try this with the Supra to see what I can come away with. So I'm going to spend probably like a good 20-ish minutes qualifying, maybe more, maybe less. I don't know. We'll see how long we spend qualifying. I don't want to do no racing at all. I might do race C from the back, but then I'm going to qualify for it beforehand. I'm also going to adjust my brake a little bit. I like where it was at. It felt really good and firm and positive, but it was just like my trail braking was not on. And right now I'm trying to grind rank. Gotta make very small incremental changes, as it were. But let's just hop right into it, shall we? It's T1, we're going to try and take this relatively conservative. And the issue was more that I didn't get enough initial braking done. I was way too soft on the brakes there. And that's what I was sort of talking about with the brake pedal. Like, I run it a little bit softer usually. And I stiffened it up so I could get better feel kind of down low on some other sims, but right now I kind of want a little bit more toward my liking for this game. I also do have to consider them on the hard tire though. The car is not going to just be immediately responsive like that. Yeah, the car still seems fairly understeery. I think I really could take some more front spring out of it without too many consequences. I wasn't expecting to be able to do that. Moving the brakes a bit back should help too. So go from 0 to 3 and see if it's a big enough change. That is the other thing. I am driving it like it has conventional or like modern aerodynamics. It really does not. Okay, alright. So we can just forget about that lap entirely. The car does feel very like responsive when you're trying to balance it on throttle though, out of the corner, so I like that. It feels like it's listening very acutely to what my right foot is doing. I like that. I'm sure I'm not pushing it quite enough, but that's because I really need to get more yaw going into the corner. Yeah, I should hope that we can find like another second at least, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of where that would be. Yeah, I'm having some issues for sure, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, I'm just gonna go for another lap. So 2:03.9. That's still fair ways off the pace. Let's try and reel it in some. That turbo flutter is nice. Oh, wow, okay. That's fine. That was a very, very easy transition. But what was happening was I just held the steering there way too long. I wasn't really The car was catchable for a while, but as soon as I took the steering out was what kind of actually helped it into the spin. Just because I also had too much gas in. Do I want to make an adjustment again? I kind of do. I suppose I have enough data to work off of. I'm surprised the front end should be a lot more compliant if you ask me, but whatever. Let me work this down a little further. Especially since we're on a, like, kind of not great tire for it. I'm actually going to back off this other one too. Trying to do some more natural rotation without making the rear end too strong. Alright, let's try that. See if it makes a significant difference. I don't think the changes I made should have had a huge impact unless it was already in sort of a weird place in terms of chassis balance, which I don't think it was. Yeah, I'd actually say that the front end's a little less prone to understeer now. It's not definite, but it's a slight change for the better. Well, there goes that lap. Not sure if I made the dampers too stiff in the back. There's a chance I did. Yeah, it's really easy to transition to oversteer on power. Very, very easy. Car admittedly feels like you drive more on pedals than with steering, which is very interesting. Okay, well it's going to be a significantly faster lap at least. I want to see if I can really get the Casio triangle right now. I've been struggling all day with it. Better. Better. Alright, I'm going to cut this lap. Alright, so that's a good improvement right there. 202.779. I'm much more confident launching the car in. The ratios are not the best, but they're not bad. All I know is I would feel a little more confident in my GT3 of choice, but this is not a bad experience at all. Arguably a more tactile one where you actually have to really rotate the car more on pedals. And I think there's a lot of value in that. Something I preach about all the damn time on my platforms is being able to trail brake and accelerate smoothly out of a corner, and all of that's just good pedal control. Unlike what I just did. This is a close lap. Seems like I'm finally starting to zero in a little bit. I'm still about 3 seconds off the pace, as it were. And I'd say that if I can like consistently do 201s, that's fine, but I would like to really close up that deficit. Let me see where we're sitting after this next lap, and then I'll maybe switch over to race C. Maybe I won't, I don't know. If racing from the back really is the move, then we'll do that, but if not, then I won't worry about it. It's almost like the gearing was made for this specific part of the track, though. This third gear. That just shows you how much time I've left in it, though. I'd say the car actually probably has the perfect amount of rear spring with a bit too much damping. I need to brake better there. It's upsetting. I was actually on for a pretty decent lap. It's because I keep thinking I can brake deeper than I actually, in truth, can with this car. The brakes are one of its weaker areas. It's also because it's just pulling less aero as well. You have to really work to turn the car, despite the fact that it's still quite fast. Sort of gives a very great sense of reasoning as to why race cars were slower way back when. Not because, you know, we were more sensibly minded. No, we never were, ever, but just because the limits of what technology were at the time were different. And like that's funny because that's only, you know, what, 24, 25-ish years ago maybe? It's not that long. Then again, it is 2024. So yeah, over 25 years, as a matter of fact. Okay, more setup adjustments. Actually, you know, I think I'm going to make a setup adjustment. Screenshot it, and then once I do that... There we go. Yep, that's all I need. Take that off. I do think I'm gonna head over to, I don't know. I feel like it's just bad form in general to just swap right over. I think I'm gonna get entered. Or no, I'm not gonna get entered because next I just missed entry. Do I not? Okay, well I guess I don't. Had a livery on this thing. Whatever. Yeah, I am going to tune this, but I'm going to also start from the back. Because... There we go. Yeah, I'm going to tune it, but start from the back because I do want to understand, like, I want to get the car as good as I can get it. Well, I guess it is what it is. Gotta rebuy all the tires because I re-signed manufacturers and didn't realize it took away the cars I used to have. Because I remember in GT Sport, if you re-sign manufacturers, it just let you keep the same manufacturer cars that you had already. Now it does not. Anyways, I need to go ahead and get qualified. Not qualified, but I'm gonna get like a couple of practice laps in and just try and pause before I get to the line so I don't set a time. That'll be our one race from the back, but the rest we'll actually like try in earnest for. So yeah, I think actually I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bounce around from race to race for a bit. But by the time we get to... I'll do whichever one I feel better about after we get to through the 330 race. Okay, yep, this thing's got front end now. I love it. Entirely different car. But that's the other thing, is it's not, partially because it's got good tire on it. Like, you're running racing mediums on Group 4 cars as opposed to racing cards on Group 3s. This thing probably, well, I wouldn't say. It's making good grip. It's making good grip. That's what I will say. Okay, I actually thought I broke a bit too late there. But yeah, the overall balance of the car is staggeringly good right now. I think I'm just going to leave it where it is, because that's going to be the smartest thing to do for the race. I'll try and guesstimate what the lap would be as well, so I'm not going to cross the line. I'm going to call that pretty much either a high 49 or a 50 dead. I do not know, and I could have gotten closer to the line. I'm going to practice pausing it this time, so I know exactly where the line is. Okay. We should have probably have like 2-ish laps left. There we go. I probably got on power too late there. That's fine. If you're late on power there, the one thing you can actually do to really help correct for time is to keep some wheel in it so you don't travel as far of a distance. And you're still using close to the maximum grip of the tire. Because you can't artificially speed the car up to make up for the time you weren't on throttle, but you can artificially shorten the distance. Okay. I feel like I'm starting to have a little bit more presence about how I attack all of these. Car feels very manageable, just right where we need it for right now. I think that we can optimize the setup, but I also think this is very good for what we want for the moment. That was early on the brakes. Yeah, because like if I start to really get the rears loose, I'm not really pitching, like I'm not controlling, I'm not putting the car anywhere I can't bring it back from. That's sort of the important part of the statement. Remember to pause it here. Okay, yeah, so I think we could call that a mid 49. We won't have time to finish this lap, we're going to go for it anyway. Yeah, again, late on throttle there. I keep doing that same mistake. Yeah, and I think the key thing is, like, I feel like no matter what, the car is going to be under my control and in my possession. The only thing I really have to watch out for is the other people on the track. And I feel like I can keep in the consistent window. I just don't know if that consistent window is fast enough. Yeah, the car is really, really intuitive to drive. That's the only question is I don't know if it's as fast as it could be in certain situations. But that really just depends on if we can get the car to really work harder in some of the turns. And it seems like we can. It seems like the answer is yes, we can. Okay. Tries to grind rank. Does a last first. Very, very good tactics. I think we can say on merit we would have ended up roughly